India is the fastest growing economy in the world. Its GDP is growing at a rapid pace of about 7% per annum. In this video, we will discuss some of the main advantages of doing business in India. What are the modes in which one can start business in India, and how the foreign capital can be brought, and what are the conditions around that. We will study all these aspects. So please watch this video till end. It's very important video. Hello everyone, I'm CA Sandeep Bhatnagar. Welcome to our KCC channel. Now, as we know that India is the fastest growing economy, its economy is roughly around $3.7 trillion. Therefore, it makes it the fifth largest economy. Number one, the advantage that India holds is that it's a consumption based economy. It has a population base of about 1.36 billion people and has a large consumption patterns which are evolving over the time. Therefore, if one sets up business in India, then he or she does not need to the foreign waters to explore the business selling opportunities. They can utilize all the consumption, all the products, all the services here in India itself. Second aspect is that there is a lot of political stability in the country. The country has seen the same government since almost a decade now. The majority government is there, therefore whatever the policy decisions that the government takes, those are implemented in completion, and there are no changes, because when a government is elected and it has a majority, then the government does not retract the decisions that it takes, because it goes against their political understanding. Therefore, this acts as a major advantage. Number three, India has a vast amount of skilled labor, skilled workforce available at its disposal. So whenever one sets up business in India, it has skilled workforce available, and India has the largest, youngest population in the world, which makes it an appropriate country to do business, because the availability of the manpower available in the country. Next is the trade network which India has developed over the years. It has agreements with almost 52 countries of foreign trade network, which makes it an efficient way to do business here in India. Next, the rate of tax is very competitive here in India. As you see in this chart, the corporate rates across all the countries are quite high. However, India has a rate of tax which is quite competitive, around 27%. But wait, the government has made amendments in this rate also. If you comply with certain conditions, then you need to pay tax as low as around 18%, which makes it highly competitive. So these are the main advantages of doing business in India. Now let us understand what are the modes in which India in a corporate can do business here in India. Number one is the opening of a liaison office. You can open a liaison office, which is a representative office which can act as a channel of communication between the foreign company and the Indian customers. It can do market research here in India, it can do market survey here in India. However, it cannot do any business activity, it cannot do any trading, buying, selling, manufacturing, nothing of that kind. And it has to meet all the expenses from the funds remitted from the foreign country, that is the corporate parent company incorporated outside India. So This is one way in which you can set up business in India, because normally what happens is that when a company thinks of setting up business here in this country, they start with the opening of a liaison office so as to get the feel of the business environment in the country. One more point regarding liaison office: one has to take approval from the central bank, that is the Reserve Bank of India, in order to obtain license to open a liaison office. Now, second mode of doing business in India is opening up of a branch office. So a branch office is kind of an extension of the foreign company, and it can undertake all kinds of activities, be it manufacturing, be it trading, be it providing services. It can undertake almost every kind of activity which a foreign company can do in its home country. So when you open a branch office, you have to again take permission from the Reserve Bank of India. But one minus point I would say regarding a branch office is that the rate of tax is quite steep. It is as high as 40%, which is the same rate as applicable to the foreign company. Therefore, this makes it a no starter for a branch office. Next is, you can also open a project office. So a project office is open generally for a certain time frame, because when you have to undertake any kind of a project which is time bound, supposing you have to execute one installation of some plant or machinery in India, and the installation of the plant and machinery, supposing for mining or oil exploration, it takes about maybe 2 years. So you open a project office for a period of 2 years. You take permission from the Reserve Bank of India and you execute that project, and after that your project office gets wound up and you can go back to the country, to your home country. So this is one way. However, the taxability again is quite steep here. It is 40%. So this is the third mode of opening a business in India. Next mode is the most popular mode, that is opening up of a wholly owned subsidiary. In the case of a wholly owned subsidiary, you can incorporate a company here in India, a private limited or a public limited company, and you can invest 100% share capital into it. However, you have to take one resident director, and you can start operations here in India. The best part about wholly owned subsidiary is the taxability is quite low. The tax rate is roughly around 25-27%. However, if you meet certain conditions, then you can also go for the very competitive rate of about 18%. So now, how do you get in capital into the company? Now there are various ways in which a company can get capital, and the most popular being equity capital. You can also give loans, that is the external commercial borrowings also can be there, but most important is the understanding getting of the equity capital. We have covered the main advantages of doing business in India. We have covered the modes of doing business in India. If you want any more details, please share your comments below. And if you find this video useful, please hit the like button, consider subscribing to our channel, click the alert notification, and share the video as much as possible. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.